I did 19 years with the Miami Marlins.
Wow.
Started in Miami, Florida.
World Series champion?
In 03.
All right,
03,
there
yeah,
you go.
03.
You got the ring?
Yeah. Basically, what you never want to lose is the touch of the human element, you know? Like, if I have a job, I want a place to sleep at night. I want to make sure I'm comfortable, so then I'm showing up the next day well-rested.
I could put myself in these shoes of people moving around these different worlds and just trying to figure it out. We don't get it perfect, but we at least try to figure out, right? It's that human experience at the end of the day is unique to all of us.
For me, the globalization of the game is needed. It's not just the United States, you know? It's the entire world.
This is the Future Human Experience. Just wrapped up the conversation with Manny Colon from the Oakland Athletics, where we talked about the integration of sports, culture, diversity, inclusion, global experiences that we're seeing in sports and in so many different industries. If you like this episode, please subscribe, please like it, and share it with others. Welcome back to the Future Human Experience podcast. I am your host, Eric Rodriguez. I am so excited for this episode because we have not only a wonderful leader, a wonderful person in our community, but also someone that is reshaping one of the most entertaining sports that we have in the United States. Manny Colon, welcome to the Future Human Experience podcast.
Eric, thanks for having me here. Awesome. Good times.
Yeah, Manny.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about the role that you get to do right now. I mean, you get to work for Major League Baseball. I mean, you have a history in baseball. Tell me a little bit more about not only your background, but what has led you to the role that you have today.
The background, I would say really quick, I did 19 years with the Miami Marlins.
Wow.
Started in Miami, Florida.
World Series champion?
In 03.
All right,
03,
there you go.
03.
You got the ring.
Yeah, and then basically did 19 years there, then was out of baseball for about a year.
Okay.
And then I opened up a Van Gogh art exhibit downtown Miami, Olympia Theater, very historical theater. Had fun, did that about 9 months, and then the phone started ringing, and then had some opportunities with other teams. But then the A's made an offer, and I liked the tradition of getting back into player development.
Yes.
Where, you know, like in Spanish we said los raíces.
Sí.
You know, so player development for me it's where I started in baseball. So now I'm with the Athletics, formerly the Oakland Athletics. But now we're the Athletics moving, not hopefully, we are moving.
Yeah.
In what is it called? In 2 years.
Yeah, wow.
2028, we open up in Vegas. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But for me, I'm the director of minor league operations based out of Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah.
So basically myself and another individual, our farm director, by the name of Ed Sprague, we run the entire minor league system.
That is awesome.
He's more on the personnel side. I'm more on the ops, where it's all the logistical, all the movement, the budget, the money, everything involving anything. It's everything. That's what I can tell. He likes to say, when the guys get on the field, that's his control. When the guys go in the dugout, pretty much everything comes into my world. You know.
So, Manny, we're recording this in the middle of spring training, which is also, I appreciate you tremendously for making time to come out here. But
you got lucky, man. You got lucky.
But you have hundreds of people right now you're managing here, right? Because we're in the middle of spring training for Major League Baseball.
Right now, I got about 270 players and coaches in our minor league complex. Within probably, I would say in the next 6-7 days, I might be at 300 people.
Wow.
So it's a lot of people when you talk about, But it's fun, man. Yeah. This is what I do. Yeah. This is, like I tell people, this is what I was born to do. You know?
That's awesome. So, Well, man, here in this podcast, we talked about how the future is going to be much more human. And again, going into your role, that you have an opportunity to not only manage, the operations of a major organization, but you're also managing the experience for all these players, for the personnel, not only here in Mesa, but all over the country, right? Because these teams are spread out. Tell us a little bit more about what it takes. What do you look for to create these experiences for this personnel, for the players that are managing not only their profession, but also trying to, stay integrated with a human experience in these spaces?
Yeah, first, number one, you gotta give a shout out to the team that's built. Like my team is our team, I call it our team. Really good. I have really special people that work with me. And basically what you never want to lose is the touch of the human element, you know? Like, if I have a job, I want a place to sleep at night. I want to make sure I'm comfortable, so then I'm showing up the next day well-rested. So you hit on a good point. Our department, we run the housing. We run, we make sure they get paid on time, make sure they're paid correctly.
Yeah.
We make sure that we're following all the CBA, now the collective bargaining agreement. Now the minor league players have the collective bargaining agreement, which is really good, and we follow that to a T. You know what I mean? So, and we just try to make them feel comfortable. You know, we offer English classes to those that come from abroad. You know, even we have players from Asia, so we offer English classes to all of them. Because one of the biggest things that I tell them is like, you guys are going to become major leaguers one day. When you become major leaguers, it'll be really cool to be able to speak in English if you get interviewed after a game. Yeah. So I said, it doesn't need to be perfect, but you need to know what they're asking you and make a great attempt to answer those questions. Yes. Yeah. And they understand. Absolutely. They get it. And we have a really good team with that. We have an individual involved with the educational process of all these guys. Cool. That's cool. So there's a little bit, you have, like I said, in education, housing, how they get paid, follow the CBA, transportation at the lower levels. You got to get to the ballpark. Yeah. Some of these guys don't have cars, you know. Even the American guys you draft into your organization, they might not have a vehicle, so you got to get them there. When they get to AA, they're almost pretty much on their own, and they got to figure it out, you know.
And so for some context for our audience, you're managing teams in separate places of the country.
I'll share with you right now. Las Vegas, which is AAA. Right. Midland, Texas is AA. That's oil.
Exactly, yeah.
First time I went there, I was like, am I in the United States?
That's Friday Night Lights, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much. Exactly. So then you have Lansing, Michigan. That is the farthest east for us and within the U.S. And then you have Stockton, California. And then you have Arizona, which is rookie. Yeah. Arizona, where I'm at right now, all the international, all the drafted players, anyone that gets signed comes through us. Everyone comes through the complex, which is the complex. Yeah. And then under that, you still have Dominican Republic, our academy. That's right. And our academy is in La Victoria, Dominican Republic. Wow. And that's a whole different process, whole different world. I'm more of an liaison because we have a director down there and there's an individual running the whole program. So I'm there to assist. I used to do it with the Marlins. So I'm more there to help out when there's issues or they need advice on other things. Yeah. So, but I love Dominican. Dominican's a very special place for me. I go like 2 or 3 times. That is awesome. It's amazing. Beautiful people.
Mucho peloteros.
Mucho peloteros. Una isla de totalmente peloteros. Good fact. Yeah. I read a fact the other day, and I think it's 44, I think they said 44% of minor league baseball is Latin. Wow. Out of the 44%, I think 36 or 37 is Dominican.
Oh, wow.
So that tells you right there. It's a huge number. Yeah. It's something like that.
Well, man, I mean, you just touched on something that I think we're seeing, right? I mean, you have not only your experience that you've had in baseball, now you're an executive in the baseball arena. Tell us a little bit more about what you see about the internationalization, right? As the sport is not only going global, but you're seeing several other sports trying to go global too, right? You're seeing the NFL, you're seeing basketball, baseball's been on this journey for years, and you hinted earlier that you even seen baseball teams going into Asia as well and integrating that community into the baseball experience. Tell us a little bit more about what have you seen over the last couple of decades that you've been involved in the sports in different realms on how the global experience is starting to become integrated into sports.
Perfect example. You see Major League Baseball going into England, London.
Wow.
They have the London.
We're going to have games in London?
They didn't have it this time, this year. They had it the year ago, I think about 2 years ago. Yeah. So I think they're doing it like every 2 years. Okay. So they had games in London. Yeah. For me, the globalization of the game is needed. It's not just the United States, it's the entire world. I pulled this up the other day. I have staff and players within my organization. So don't include Puerto Rico and don't include the United States because it's all United States, right? So besides that, it's a total of 17 countries. So besides United States and Puerto Rico, I have people from 15 other countries working under me and working with me, So for me, talent's everywhere. You have to go find the talent. Beautiful. The talent's everywhere. Yeah. The world, I don't know what the population of the world is, but those are potential consumers.
Absolutely.
That's how I see it. Yeah. And baseball is a sport that's just, like you said, it's going global. But we play the game a little different in Latin America. You know what I mean? It's we get into it a little bit more as you're seeing right now in the WBC, which is really fun. WBC, You had games in, I believe, Japan. You had games in Puerto Rico. You know, games in Houston.
Yeah.
You know, so it's out there, and these games are sellout games.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's not a far reach for baseball or for any other sport. It's out there.
Yeah.
I think the NBA, I think you would agree with me. NBA was probably the pioneer of this,
Absolutely.
of our generation when we were coming up, the Jordan era and all that, and the Dream Team, and how they globalized basketball throughout the world.
Yeah.
And then now you see that, 30, 20 years later, NBA is very global.
Yeah.
The talent that plays the game is very global.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the difference here is baseball is already global.
Correct.
Within the product. Now the product we got to go reach the audiences of where those people are from.
Yes, absolutely.
Which to me it's fair game.
Yeah, I mean, you see, I'm a Houston Astros fan, so you see a Jose Altuve following, right?
Venezuela.
With the Venezolanos.
Yeah.
You see Carlos Correa
Puerto
as
Rican.
well,
Yeah.
Jeremy Pena
Dominican.
as well, right? And then now we're in this post-Ohtani world, right? That my kids know more about Ohtani, right? And I'm like, aren't you an Astros fan? They're like, yeah, Dad, but we're also Ohtani fans, which is really interesting to see, right?
Super
They're
cool.
following the brand, right?
They're following the brand. They're
of the
following
player.
that brand, Ohtani's
Absolutely,
brand.
yeah, which is really cool to see. And then you're seeing all these open doors that Ohtani and that generation is leaving for the players that are coming. And I think you had hinted too that in the Oakland A's today, we're seeing not only Korean translators, Taiwanese as well. I mean, that was an aha moment for me when you were sharing that with me. Tell us a little bit more. I mean, how much has that changed? Was it like more recent? Was it in the last few years?
I think so. I'm going on to my 5th season this year.
Okay.
When I came in, I think they had one Japanese player. We currently have 3 Japanese, 3 Taiwanese, and then they're I think 3 of the Taiwanese played in the WBC game, and then we have Taiwanese athletic trainer, Korean athletic trainer. We had a couple of Korean players no longer with us, but we're diverse. You know, we're
Exactly.
completely
It's
inclusive.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly,
Diversified
yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
So it's really cool, but it's what you said. It's what's out there right now. Look at the WBC.
That's awesome.
We had a lot of guys playing on the WBC teams. Yeah.
And this is a wonderful year to talk about that because not only do we have the World Baseball Classic, which is bringing all these countries together. We're about to enter the quarterfinals, which everyone's going to come here. We have the World Cup in less than 90 days, which is going to be, again, a beautiful experience of all these
globalization of the
communities.
sport.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
And then we just had the Super Bowl where we had Bad Bunny with the halftime show, which I think is the most watched halftime show after it, right? I think there's 4 billion views, I think, now after it. Tell us a little bit more. You had this beautiful blog, Manny, about what this halftime show meant to you, and you intersected your story with it. Yeah. About how it made you feel. I don't want to ruin it, so of course we'll link up to it. But tell us a little bit more about.
Yeah. So basically, I've been working on a blog. I would say probably over a month before that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl would inspire me to release it. Basically, the blog of, I go to work every day. I do my thing. I think about my upbringing. I tell people I'm a country Rican. Everyone's like, what's a country Rican? I'm like, it's a Puerto Rican that was raised outside Nashville, Tennessee. So that's what I am. I'm a country Rican. I like country music too. I listen to it. Yeah. So I was lost. My upbringing, and people are like, you were lost. So I knew the American way, but I knew that I was completely different. Like when I'm, when I was being raised in Tennessee, I'm like, man, I don't look like them. I don't sound like them, but they're really nice to me. They're really good friends, but man, I'm different, you know? And thanks to my mom and dad, they've always taught, in my household, you didn't speak English. My mom was, to this day, you speak Spanish.
Wow.
When you walk out that door, you speak English. En esta casa se habla inglés. Sí. If you want to eat, you speak Spanish, Excuse me, I said English, but it's español. Okay. Yeah. Sí. Yeah, so she's like, you speak English outside. Sí. You don't make your living outside, speak English. This house, you speak Spanish. Well, that upbringing, look where I'm at today. I'm fully bilingual completely. It's helped me in my career. It's helped me everything. It's like, I told Mom, that's the biggest bendición that we have, that you gave us, which is super cool, right? But with that said, now I would, every summer, every Christmas, or anytime, we would travel to Puerto Rico 2 or 3 times a year, go see my grandpa. Now I'm not Puerto Rican enough. So where am I at? I'm like, what? Mom and Dad are both Puerto Rican, but I'm not Puerto Rican enough. You know why? Because my Spanish had a country accent in Spanish.
Sí, sí, sí.
It's kind of weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I lost it. Thank God. I moved to Miami, lived there for 25 years. I lost all that.
Yeah.
But I was lost, man. To this day, I don't think I was lost the entire upbringing.
Sure.
I'm 46 years old, but when you sit back and you start, hey, where am I at today, right? And I think about it, I'm like, man, that made me who I am today. And then to see that I'm well versed in both worlds has helped me in my career. Because now I get to help many kids. Even I don't speak Japanese. I don't speak Taiwanese, which is Mandarin. Excuse me. So I don't speak those other languages. But you know what? I can relate. I have empathy because they're coming to a place of foreign land for them.
Yeah.
So I'm well versed in that world, and I've always my thing is put the human element first. Empathy. Empathy's key in my world. We gotta have it, and I try to teach my staff that. Empathy is huge. Put yourself in that person's position. How would you feel if I just sent you to the Czech Republic? You don't know their language. You don't know anything. How are you gonna move around? How are you gonna do it? That's what they're doing.
Yeah. And you had that experience through your parents about moving different worlds.
Correct.
And integrating that into who you are today.
Maybe not to the magnitude of the players that are within our system or the magnitude of other people in other sports, but I dabbled in it, you know? And I think it opened up eyes for me. And I go back now and I soul search a little bit and I'm like, wow, dang, I did have a little edge that people didn't have because was I Puerto Rican enough? Was I American enough? You know? So it's like, but you know what? I'm exactly where I needed to be and exactly the way I needed to be brought up. And I'm very, very happy about that.
No, that blog resonated with me as well, Manny, because growing up in Houston, I was feeling the same way, right? And at the age of 11, we moved to Ecuador. So I was born in Houston. We actually had a very different experience at home.
Yeah.
At home, we were told, aquí se habla solamente inglés, no vamos a hablar español, because they wanted to teach me. They were first generation here.
Yes.
We're first generation Americans. My name is Eric Jonathan. I mean, you can't get, they wanted me to fit in as much as possible. They wanted me to assimilate.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Which is well respected. That's
absolutely. Yeah.
We all have our different paths and journey.
Absolutely.
And it worked for you. Look at you.
Yeah.
See?
Well, at the age of 11, we moved to Ecuador. So I'm over here figuring out what's the difference between cuchara and cucaracha, right?
See, ours is the opposite almost.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
It's really cool.
But it was interesting because when I was growing up here, it was like I wasn't American enough, even though I'm here from the United States. I was a child of immigrants, right? And then when I moved to Ecuador, I wasn't Ecuadorian enough, right? Because I'm even though I'm a child.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? So that's why your blog just resonated with me. But you're right, because when I moved back at the age of 16, I had this very unique experience that I could put myself in these shoes of people moving around these different worlds and just trying to figure it out. We don't get it perfect.
We don't, yeah.
But we at least try to figure out, right? It's that human experience at the end of the day is unique to all of us. And your post reminded me of that, right? Your post reminded me of that. But not only that, but how did people react to the Bad Bunny halftime show? It was just something, I mean, even though we saw it for 13 minutes there, we're never going to forget that. But I think the week after that of watching all the social media content and people reacting to it, or just reacting to hearing a country mentioned, reacting to seeing someone's flag in the middle of the halftime show.
Yeah. So
La Marqueta. Yeah. Share with me a little bit more. How
so
were you?
For me, it was like, growing up in the South and even being here on the West Coast, no disrespect to the people that live out here and everything. I've run into so many people who's like, where's Puerto Rico? Really? I'm like, okay. You don't know where Puerto Rico is? Let me help you out here. Yeah. So you realize like, man, they don't know about us. They don't know that we're American. They don't know. So it's me and my wife, we've sat down, my wife, Puerto Rico. We both just sit in the bed sometimes and just talk. We're like, people here don't even know who Puerto Ricans are. Yeah. I go, you know what? We laugh, but they know who Bad Bunny is, And she's like, yeah, that's so crazy. But we're an island of 3.1 million people. And I'll tell you that there's been so many famous people that come out of that little melting pot, a little island, It's just amazing. 35 miles,
Yeah, it's
beautiful. It's like, the way we look at it, it's just the music industry, entertainment industry, and the athletic industry. Something goes on, something happens in that island that people prosper. Because before Bad Bunny, and he would tell you if he was sitting right next to me, there was a wave of people that were his pioneers to get to where he's at today.
Yeah.
And he acknowledged some of those in that
correct.
so many people didn't know what he was doing.
Correct.
He acknowledged those people, the Daddy Yankees, the Ricky Martins, which Ricky Martin did this 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
And he had to do it in English.
And he had to do it in English.
Correct.
Yeah. So like for me being Puerto Rico, selfishly, it was like, wow. But guess what? He didn't do it just for Puerto Rico.
Correct.
He did it because what he did when he went through the market and he went to all those little steps, you can relate to Ecuador with that.
Absolutely.
You could go to Dominican Republic, you can relate to that.
Yeah.
You could go in any Latin American country and you can relate with that.
Yeah.
So for me, and then at the end, when he named, I was amazing. I was like, this guy just wrapped every country out in Latin America.
Yeah.
And hey, he didn't forget Ecuador. He said Ecuador.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Yeah.
For me, it was like, wow.
Yeah.
And I'll share something that my dad taught me a long time ago. I don't get into politics, but it's something that my dad taught me. America. America is not United States. America is Canada, United States, South America. America is todo. It's everything. Yeah. We're United States, but America is everything. So my dad taught me that. Yeah. And it's always stayed with me. So when that football came out and it said what it said, I could remember my dad up in the sky because I was like, damn, my dad's right. I was like, he would be really proud of Bad Buddy.
Sí, estoy seguro. I'm sure that's what he learned too in school. I mean, that's what I learned in Ecuador, Manny, right? So when I got to Ecuador and they said that to me, I was like, well, I was the one that taking pause. I was like, no, América está... They're like, no, Eric, todos somos América. O sea, así me enseñaban en la escuela. That's what they were teaching me in school. And I was like, so it just stuck
North
with
America,
me, right?
Central America,
Correcto.
South America.
Todos somos América, right?
Exactly.
And it just stuck with me, that experience. So, Manny, thank you again for sharing that story, not only of your dad, but your journey to the moment that you are right now, right? Like you said, you are exactly where you need to be. And sometimes as we're going through these experiences, as we're going through these human experiences, we probably don't recognize these moments, but we look back at them and we're absolutely grateful for that. One of the beautiful things you get to do today is that you're involved in a wonderful organization here in Arizona that would love for you to share a little bit more with our audience today about what this organization is, but also how can we get involved? Yeah.
So my thing is, I have a little sanctuary. I call it my little sanctuary up here in is it North Mesa? No, excuse me, North Scottsdale. I don't think it's North Scottsdale. I'm still learning. I've only been here 4 years, but it's called the Miracle League of Arizona, where special needs kids and adults get to play baseball on a small little diamond, and it's just a beautiful thing. You see kids in wheelchairs, kids that are with disabilities, and they play the game that I love, and the game that I love seeing, and to see them be able to cherish baseball the way I cherish the game is very special to me. I've been involved. I'm going on 2 years now.
Beautiful.
And I love it. I go there. I make sure I wear my sunglasses because you'll get a little tear when you're there. Awesome. And I'm so happy that I've had a lot of friends in the local area here to help me out. Yeah. How do you get involved? To get involved, the website. The website's really good. Instagram is really good. Okay. Miracle League of Arizona, and there's all kinds. They have only one fundraiser throughout the year. Okay. It's the casino night, which we had about 3 weeks ago. We had the casino night. Really cool, and we finally did it on the field. So it was really cool. Yeah. So we had a good time. I had one A's player came out because he loves the same mission. Awesome. So he was like, you know what? I want to follow that mission statement. I want to come, and he came. And I want to thank Brett Harris, one of our major league players. He showed up and he enjoyed it, and he has the same cause. You know what I mean? It's a special place for us, but to see special needs and disability kids have the opportunity to play this great game, why not? It's just beautiful.
Qué bello, Manny. And we'll have links to that in the show notes as well.
So
people
absolutely.
Could link up to that and follow it. Manny, again, thank you so much for being part of this conversation with me today. With that said, we'd like to do something special with all of our guests. We asked them to come up with a surprise question for me about either my journey, my work. Manny Colon, what question do you have for me today?
So it's a 3-part question.
Okay, three-parter. Oh, wow. I think that's the first 3-parter
I'm going to say it before I forget it.
I got you.
What you're doing right now.
Yeah.
What drives you.
Okay.
What inspires you.
Okay.
And I always have to ask, what's your end game?
What's my end game? Wow. Ooh, I love it. Okay.
You like that? Yeah.
I love that. So what inspires me right now and what I get to do is that I feel like I'm building something for my kids, right? Okay. That one of the things that I remember just probably vividly, maybe it's also because of my parents' experience and the relationship I had with my parents, was that I always looked forward to being a father one day. I didn't know if I was going to be blessed enough to be a father one day, but I knew that the best way I could be of service to my kids one day would be to help the next generation and help build something for them and the world that they're going to inherit. Not monetarily a business, but a world that they get to be a part of. And as we started building the Future Human Experience, not only the podcast, but the keynotes and the conversations, I always wanted to approach things from an optimistic perspective. And I was like, if I could be an optimistic keynote speaker, if I could give a perspective, an empathetic keynote speaker,
Yes.
I could create a platform that brings these messages to the rest of the world. I know the next generation of mentors, the next generation of leaders, the next generation of entrepreneurs are probably going to one day watch this or be mentored by these people. And that's going to one day affect my kids as well and the generation that they're coming up with. And so that's what keeps me moving every single day. My end game is, I think a lot about Gogh, for example, the movie Gogh, if you're familiar with that movie,
yeah,
right? That,
my son's very familiar with that
yeah,
movie.
right?
Yeah.
That movie that, someone passes away but they still get to live on as long as they have their memories, right?
Yes, correct.
And I think about that, right? I think about not only myself living on, but if this idea could live on beyond me, right? Because at the end of the day, the human experience is a finite experience, right? We're just here for a limited amount of time. But the ideas that we get to bring to the table, the impact that we get to make, that's what lasts for a lifetime, right? Your dad's story, right? Yeah. Our stories of our parents, our abuelitas, our abuelitos, those live on for years, right? And so if I could be that little piece of sand that my great-grandchild can one day say, man, I'm grateful for my tito, my tata, Eric, that years ago planted the seed and the world's just a little bit better because of that. My friend, that'll be my end game for me.
That's a good answer, man. That's a really good answer. I'm like, whoa, you got me. And the one thing is, I'm going to tell you one thing.
Yes, sir.
If you and I pass, we still live because we have AI. AI keeps us alive forever. AI keeps us alive forever. You see all these old people that have died a long time ago, and they're still alive through AI. Yeah.
We might be in a Waymo or something too. But Manny Colon, muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much for being part of the Future Human Experience today.
Gracias. Muy bello.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this episode. I'm inspired to hear that these conversations are resonating within our communities, our organizations, our companies, and our households all around the world. If you found this conversation to be valuable, please take the time to like, subscribe, and share it with someone else. I do believe that as the future gets much more digitized, it gives us an opportunity to be much more human as well. And these conversations are part of that journey. So if you're enjoying the content on this channel, please check out these videos. Thank you.